Hello. we don't know. We are going to speak now, so we are putting things okay. In first, I want to thank to Kalina the invitation to come here. And second, we are talking about the future of the libraries. Now I go to tell about the past of the libraries. And I have here a collection in the collection. So I want to say this is a collection, a special collection. Okay. It is better. Okay. Okay. This is our library. And as I tell before, this is a big collection made by our king in the 18th century. But inside this big collection, I have another collection that I'm going to tell and to talk with you what it is. Okay. We have a lot of space and we have a special collection, as I told. It named Volante Library. And sometimes there are a volume in a shelf case. Other times, this is the case, there are in the middle one exemplar where in the binding we have the name Volante Library. Other cases, we have a lot of volumes together. So it is a first work, it was to find all over the library the volumes that belongs to this collection. So what is, and before to advance, what is the Volante Library? Volante was made by a priest in the 18th century, and he wants to make the reunion of all the things that are printing and then are lost. So the king give us his explication. So he say we give to this kind of writing the name Volante Library due to the speed with which they disappear after being printed. And volante becomes from Latin, and it means the verb volare, and it means, in this case, to fly, to disappear. If the things fly, they disappear. So, all the volumes has this initial kind of text where they explain to us what is happening in this volume. After, we have the index of all kinds of the texts that are inside the volumes, because we have a big collection of different parts in the same volume. This is cases of printed documents, but sometimes it happens something very special. And why? Because the priest can get the original, so he make a manuscript copy and put in the volume. So it has a lot of the volumes, and lot, I think about 50 exemplars of reading manuscripts. And I want to show you the work that we are developing in this moment. First, the identification of all the volumes in all the library. It was 168 volumes all over the library. It was a first work because I went to all the shelves to get all the things. Then we made the description, the bibliographic description, cataloging, and we have the total number of monographies is that number you have there. We have 168 volumes, but we have 2,768 different books inside in that volumes. After, we made the chronological organization of the catalog, because the dates are, the first book are from the 16th century, and the last is 200 years after the first book. Now, we made the preparation of the index, and the index of authors, titles, printing locations, printers' workers, written by women, because it's not usual. In the 17 and in the 18, we have books written by women, so we have 10 women with 20 different books. So is something new, because it's a wonderful surprise for us. And we are making the digitization of all the collection. Here you can see all the volumes preparing. Before digitizing, we make a program of cleaning, because we have a person that is specialist in conservation and restoring. So they prepare, she prepared the books. After, we are going to digitizing the books. And, okay. And what is the purpose of this work? The purpose of this work is nominate to collection, but my colleague can tell you about the purpose, because he works some time ago in the UNESCO, and is our goal of the study of this collection is what he going to say.
I would like to thank to the organization, the invitation, and especially to the Ministry of Culture, the Veliko Tърново municipality, and the Library of Veliko that is celebrating its 135 years. So it's very impressive. So just in short about what my colleague was saying. The Volante Library is more understandably, it's the flying or the flyers collection. It's a repository of rare, sometimes unique printed materials that provide news on a vast range of topics of general interest, as science, earthquakes, atmospheric phenomena, eclipse, medicine, and others, or simple curiosities about natural life and the discoveries of new plants, new animals in overseas territories. Also political and religious matters, and other themes of everyday life, as bullfights, battles, weddings, funerals, poetry, theater, operas, lives of saints, etc. So it's intended that these rare and unique records, which also have parallels with another collection in Rio de Janeiro, to be proposed in 2025 for registration in the Memory of the World program created by UNESCO in 1992, with the aim of protecting and promoting the world's documentary heritage by means of conservation and access to documents. The memory of the world is a collective and documented memory of the people of the world, representing a large part of the world's cultural heritage. In Portugal, we have 11 registered assets in this UNESCO program, namely, so you will see that the documents, they are classified by UNESCO, they are really special not for only the history of Portugal, but for the history and the comprehension of the relations between people all over the world. So, the letter of finding of Brazil of the year 1500, the treaty between Portugal and Spain, the Treaty of Tordesilhas, that divide the unknown world between Portugal and Spain. That's a crazy idea for today, but it's a document of 1494. The chronological collection of the Portuguese National Archive, it's composed by 13,000 documents relevant for the history and the knowledge of the people around the world, mostly from the 16th century. The Dembos archives, it's some archives about the history of Angola from the 16th and 17th century. The report of the first aerial crossing of the South Atlantic by Coutinho in 1922. The itinerary of Vasco da Gama in the first trip from Portugal to India between 1497 and 1499. The manuscript of the commentary of Apocalypse in the Iberian tradition, so documents from the 10th and 11th century. The Codex Calixtus of the Cathedral of Santiago, about the Iberian origins of the Jacobean tradition of the pilgrimage of several areas of Europe to Santiago de Compostela in Spain from the 11th century. The visa registration book granted by the Portuguese Council in Bordeaux, Aristides de Sousa Mendes, who saved thousands of fleeing Jewish during the Second World War in 1939 and 1940. The Scenic Plates, it's documents about the presence of Portugal and the relations with Chinese Qing dynasty about Macau. So documents between 1693 and 1886. And the last one was the Pigafetta diaries. So the diaries who tell the story of the first circumnavigation around the world by Magalhães. This circumnavigation was between 1519 and 1521. So we hope this Volante library become the 12th object to be inscribed in this project, if possible, in a transnational project with Brazil. So thank you.